Hey, everybody.
Hey, guys. Well, from Salt Lake City, Utah,
It's Thank God I'm Atheist.
the podcast,
I'm Frank.
and I'm Dan.
Coming up on today's episode, we've got gays
Yeah, gays
and we've got... What was your stuff?
Oh, we got all kinds of stuff. It was gonna be like all gay and all Vegas because I
Yeah.
had a whole bunch of things from Vegas, but I changed it
Yeah,
up.
I'm not seeing any Vegas on your list here.
There's some Vegas.
Oh.
There's one Vegas.
Oh, there's... Okay, that
there's
one's
no-
not linked
there's no
to
discernibly
geography
Vegas.
or
No,
anything.
no.
Okay, all right. Yeah, and then, of course, we're going to touch upon the whole... Mormon feminists planning a little thing.
Yeah, I know. Do you
Holy
do
cow.
Do you do what's his name? A Limbaugh impression?
No.
Can we call them Femimormons? Feminazza Mormons?
Oh no, femimorms?
Forms. We'll call them femnorms.
Forminazis.
Formans. Oh no,
Form-
that's what we call former Mormons.
Oh.
We can't do that.
Really?
Yeah, we're Formans, or at
Oh.
least we've joked about that before. I think
Have we?
I have.
I think I would remember that. I don't remember that
Well, maybe your memory needs to be checked.
because I always like the Momo no Mo.
Momo no mo.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. As long as it's not confused with homo no mo.
Exmo.
Exmo.
I like Exmo.
Yeah.
Of course, the whole Mo thing means something else in the rest of the country.
Yeah,
than it
that's
does
the
here.
problem with that.
Yeah.
Mo means Mormon in Utah, and
Yeah.
it means you guys. It means you homos in
Dan.
the rest of the country. What?
All right.
Doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
Well, then don't scold me for it.
I just
Just
don't.
saying.
I just don't like the way that you said "you guys."
You
There-
people.
There
Sorry,
was,
you people.
there was a tone in your voice that I didn't much appreciate.
Well, I'm sorry. Certainly didn't mean any tone.
Oh, what do we have, Dan?
Oh, okay. So I am going to take us Dateline, Las Vegas.
Dateline.
Not the show. Just
No, I
like
know.
the
No,
Dateline.
I love the drama.
Yeah. And there is drama here.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you know this. I was in Vegas last week,
Oh,
and all of the signs that you were seeing were about the big fight:
what big fight?
Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez.
Okay.
This was the big fight.
Okay.
They've had a lot's
somebody
been
at
building
work-
up to this.
One of my coworkers asked me if I followed boxing, and I was like, "No, that's a
Like,
weird
have
question."
have you met me?
Well, he's a young kid,
Okay.
and everything. But anyways, and I was just like, "No, I don't." That's a strange question, just out of the blue. But
Yeah. No, this one was the big fight.
Really?
Pacquiao versus Marquez.
Oh, okay. That's exciting.
Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao.
Is that what they call him?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Okay.
He's from the Philippines.
Oh, okay, cool.
And he's a fighter. They're lightweights. They're
If
little.
he's from the Philippines. He's probably a little guy.
Yeah, he's not. He's not fighting Tysons of the world. He's a little guy. But man, these two
Well,
have
I'm
had
sure they can
several.
pack a wallop.
These
I
two
mean,
have
I
several.
wouldn't say that to his face.
Oh no. Yeah, I know. But maybe you could, because here's the thing: he's religious,
Oh?
Mr. Pacquiao,
Oh.
and but not the religion that he used to be. Enter the intrigue.
Okay, well, do tell, Dan.
Well, he lost, and if you ask his mom, the reason that he lost is because he switched from being Catholic to being Protestant.
Seriously. That's a big deal in the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
Is he actually from the Philippines?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, he's a welterweight. That's what he is.
Oh, so he's a little guy. Okay.
So yeah, Dionisia Pacquiao, his mama, said that her son's new Protestant pastors had distracted him and
What?
caused him to lose sleep by studying the Bible.
What?
Why
No,
did
I
they
don't-
take my son, she says.
Oh, my God.
When he was quiet and was a champion when he belonged to his former religion.
Oh, my God. Well, I mean, but that's how religious mothers are.
Yeah. Well, wow. That's some unsupportive shit to say to a kid about a kid that just lost the biggest fight of his life. Like, thanks, Mom, for coming out on TV and nagging me.
Yeah.
You can't just say, I'm sorry I lost. No, you got to say, you got to blame me.
Boy, and such a minor change, too. Catholic to Protestant.
I know, right?
It's not like he converted to Islam or something.
Well, what's great is that she's outraged that he's been studying the Bible so much.
Well, yeah, I mean, Catholics don't do that.
No, yeah, exactly. She's like, why are you wasting your time with all of that? Punch, young man. You need to be training. You need to hit people.
And come with me to church twice a year.
Twice a year. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
And the rest of the time, you need to be punching.
Yeah. Or, I mean, it's the Philippines, so, you know, maybe she wants him to hang himself on a cross and do all that kind of stuff.
Oh, Mama Pacquiao. She's not happy.
All right.
See, but wouldn't it make more sense then for her to encourage him to drop religion altogether? Because if he has no religious distractions, imagine how much more powerful he would be then.
Oh, no, yeah.
Obviously.
Very.
You just take it to its logical conclusion.
Yeah.
Religion hurts boxers.
Oh, no.
If you're a boxer, you got to give it up. It's just, otherwise you'll lose to Juan Manuel Marquez.
Well, I have a story of another conversion.
Ooh.
This is the headline. It may sound, well, I'll just read it. This comes to us from NPR. Gay Orthodox Jews prepare for Hanukkah. Gay Orthodox Jews.
Are there gay
Prepare
Orthodox
for Hanukkah.
Jews? Are they allowed to be all of those things at once?
Oh, I'll add another word to that as well. Rabbi.
Oh,
Yeah.
that seems like it. The honest truth is, I don't know that much about Orthodox Judaism.
I
know
think
that
you can make some safe assumptions, Dan.
Well, I thought so, yeah, but apparently not. Because you got yourself a gay Orthodox rabbi.
Yeah.
I'm confused. I need more explanation.
Well, here's what happened. He was raised. What was he raised? Conservative. Jewish.
Which differs from Orthodox in what ways? Do you know?
Well, conservative tends to be. Again, please, listeners, correct me if I'm wrong.
All you Jews out there.
But when we hear the word conservative, especially like in this country, we think, oh, conservatives, right? And we make assumptions about their level of religiousness and whatnot. But in the Jewish tradition, conservative tends to be more of sort of the ethnic Jews, let's say, right? Sort of.
Okay.
It's sort of more the very American. Not watered down, but just kind of very modern form of Judaism that has like, you know, gay and lesbian rabbis and that kind of stuff, right? Like if I remember,
I'm looking it up right now.
Because there's conservative, reform, and Orthodox, and
there's more than that. There's Reconstructionist. There's humanistic.
Well, okay, thanks. But from my understanding, the three big ones,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
The big three,
right,
of the Jewish.
So he went from
more
conservative, fundamentalist rather than less fundamentalist.
Absolutely. Okay.
Conservative.
So he converted when he was a teenager.
So for what I've got here, just
not converted.
Just a brief thing. I'm not reading the whole things here, but one big difference is that Orthodox Jews believe that the Torah, the Scripture, is literal, is all like nailed down.
Yeah.
Conservative Judaism starts to venture away from that and says, yes, it came from God,
yes,
but it was transmitted through humans. There are some human elements to it. It's open to a little bit more interpretation.
Wonderful.
All of that sort of thing.
That gives us much better context for what we're about to talk about.
Good.
So he goes, and at age 15, he says in this transcript I'm reading from this interview he did, he says, I accidentally got invited to an Orthodox rabbi's lunch.
Oops.
Accidentally.
Oopsie.
Oh, no. But he starts talking to the guy, and they kind of sort of hit it off, right? Like this
That's
rabbi
always a trouble.
sort of takes him under his wing and starts to really talk to him about the Orthodox.
Is that gay code for something?
I don't think so. But he found him just to be this young guy found this older rabbi to be very interesting, and he slowly but surely became an observant Orthodox Jew rather than sort of this non-observant secular conservative Jew.
Yeah.
And so you know he goes to Yeshiva University, blah blah blah, becomes a rabbi, however long that process takes.
Right.
And somewhere along the line, he recognizes that he's attracted to men. And he does what so many religious men do who want to hold on to their religiousness, especially, you know, if they're men of the cloth.
He runs to the clergy.
That doesn't get rabbis out of... Rabbis marry and whatnot.
Oh, that's true. That's
and
a good
so, point. but he's bisexual.
Right.
He's attracted to both men and women. Right.
Right.
And then as time goes by, after being married for a while, he realizes not really so. Oh, wait, no, I guess not.
You know, I've seen some rabbis' wives. It could have just been her.
Oh,
Just kidding.
Wow,
That's
Dan.
just mean.
Wow.
That's not true at all.
Yeah.
There's some very lovely Jewish women out there.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Hot.
Beautiful
Even.
Really? Would you go as far as hot?
I've seen hot Jews.
Really?
There should be hotjews.com. I'll bet if you look it up, it's right there.
I bet there's totally hotjews.com. So anyways, so he, anyways, basically we should put the link up because I really recommend, reading this interview. The guy is just absolutely fascinating because like one of the things that the interviewer kind of drills him on is this whole idea of, well, how does basically what you were talking about, if the Torah is really nailed down, right? If our understanding of this is solid, how do you deal with getting up, say, like at Yom Kippur, when they read a lot of the law, right? And one of them is the stuff in Leviticus about men laying with men and all of that.
Yeah.
And so he's like, how do you deal with this? Because
it says that they should be put to death.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What's funny is that they like fundamentalist Christians have to just ignore certain parts of it. I don't care how literally you claim to take it.
Yeah.
If they're really taking it literally, they should be doing a lot more killing.
Well, and that's probably what gives them a little bit of wriggle room, let's face it.
Well,
right?
And it's not like these women are sacrificing doves after their period and stuff.
That'd be a lot of dead doves.
That's a lot of dove meat out there just lying around.
I wonder, is it good eats?
Yeah, I mean they eat pheasant. They eat. I've heard of pigeon.
Doves.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm
thinking of those little things I see out back making those awful noises.
Oh, the mourning doves. Oh, mourning doves are what a pain in the ass.
Well, there's the cute. You think, oh no, they sit there and they coo, 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 and that's a pleasant sound. Mm-hmm. But then they're like,
and it's all this, and it's mourning, not more MORNING, but MOURNING. Because it's like it's this mournful, sad, like
right.
Why? Yeah, that's my interpretation of a mourning dove.
Obnoxious little birds.
P.S. Just to interject, hotjews.com does exist. It's a dating website.
Wow.
And their tagline is, "Stop kvetching and start dating here for free."
Oh my God, Dan.
What? It's what it says.
Is there a picture of a hot Jew on it?
There's multiple.
Let me see. Let me see if these are actually hot Jews.
They're less. Some of them are just normal people, your average people.
Yeah,
these two are very hot here.
He's a very attractive man,
and she's a lovely woman.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
These two are just goofy.
Yeah, but he's Jewy in a nice way.
Yeah, and she
is too.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Franklin just used the phrase Jewy in a nice way.
Anyway. Oh, shit. That probably, yeah. Oh, well. Oh, damn that don't edit policy.
Yeah, well, it's not like we're We do the offensive jokes sometimes. These are the jokes, people.
These are the jokes, folks.
That's the jokes. All right. Anyway, following along.
So anyways, I don't know what more there is here. But like I said, worth a little read.
The news is just...
What's interesting is well, it's more of an interview. Thanks NPR for kind of a misleading headline about what it's really about.
Right.
What it is it's a discussion about this guy who was ordained a rabbi, then later came out as gay, and he's in the Orthodox tradition. And it's just a really fascinating read about how people, well, it's not about how people do it. It is an example of somebody justifying, their how they, differ and how they don't fit with their religion,
right? And
somehow trying to find a way to make that work,
right?
And we actually that could almost be a theme of a number of the stories. Or this episode today.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say we'll be dealing with that a lot later when we talk about Mormon feminists.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it actually is the theme of religion.
Just
when you start
wrenching
talking
yourself
about
into
faith and religion, well, organized religion.
Well, it's obvious to me. One of the things about religion is that it works mostly for most people. I think one of the things that works well for it is that it's, it works.
That's interesting.
80 to 85% of the time for 80 to 85% of the people. You know what I mean?
And then you have another sort of, that remaining percentage that's sitting there just at varying ranges of trying to get themselves to fit.
Right. And most of the time you can ignore them or you could push it away. It might
be something that's sort of fundamentally different about you than that religion seems to be designed for, or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's just but I mean, there are lots of institutions in this world that are like that.
The Postal Service being...
That one works 40% of the time for 23% of the people, I think. I actually had our friend came in from you met our friend Erica, and Erica, and then her boyfriend Angelo. They came out last month,
right?
And he works for the Postal Service, and I went, so how are they doing? Just because it seems to me like that would be very much slowed down since the advent of email and the fact that nobody grown up uses it anymore except old folks.
Well, we're going to have to conjure up a constitutional amendment in order to get rid of it.
He took offense to that. He said that they're working very well and that there's plenty of mail going around and that they're doing I think they do a fine job.
Oh, no.
Believe me, having dealt with Canada Post and with the UK Post and all of that sort of thing, I think the US...
Italy.
Yeah, right?
Italian Postal Service, hello.
I think the U.S. Postal Service does a great job.
Yeah.
It just seems a little archaic, that's all.
Yeah, but, for example...
Por ejemplo.
I had to send in a signed form to make a little adjustment on my student loans so that the automatic deduction thingy. And they wouldn't take a fax, which I thought was really weird.
Well, I think the whole concept of signatures are outdated.
Well, but nonetheless,
why are we still using that? That doesn't mean anything.
I don't know, but we do. And so anyway, I had to sign this form, and so I mailed it. Yeah. And I used a Forever stamp from like 4 versions ago, but thank God they exist.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be the next. I'm going to invest in
Forever
stamp futures.
Jesus,
that'll be my next big investment. I'll buy $100,000 worth of Forever stamps.
There you go, Dan.
And then 12 years from now,
that's a smart idea.
Hey,
and then what? You'll sell them?
Yeah. At whatever the price is at that time.
You're betting that there will still be this postal service that you deride anyways.
Hey, there's risk with every investment.
Oh, well, that's like an all or nothing.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I don't know. There are still philatelists out there, right?
Yeah.
I can sell it to a stamp collector.
Okay.
Get $5 back.
Cool. Yeah, that's a great idea. Dan.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, so I'm going to move on. we'll go to Egypt. A friend on the Facebooks, David, posted this little story, and it led me in some interesting thought processes.
Oh, well, do tell, Dan.
A blogger. I am also a blogger. I'm an errant blogger. I haven't blogged for a while.
That's true.
I just started a blog post today,
Oh,
though.
good.
Maybe
Cool.
maybe there will be one. You guys,
In the next
you can
few
go and
days.
you can go and check. Thank God I'm atheist, and maybe there will be something new there.
Wonderful.
Anyway, so this blogger's from Egypt. He was born Coptic. He was born into a Christian household,
Yes.
and now he has left Christianity and become one of us.
A gay? Oh, wait, no, you're not gay.
I'm not. It's true.
Sometimes I forget.
An atheist. I know. I might as well be.
Well, it's not like all my friends are gay, but all my male friends are for the most part.
Most of my friends are gay too.
You know,
I really might as well
I have
be
a
gay.
couple straight friends.
Yeah. And
But otherwise, they're gay.
I'm gay pretty much in every way except that whole liking dick thing. That's it.
That's a major part of it.
Yeah, that's a big part. You're right.
It doesn't matter how much you like
it seems
show
defining.
tunes or
It seems defining.
how versed you are in musical theater
Yeah, well, you're right. It doesn't
or
matter
the arts.
because none of that made me gay. So
Yeah, it's like you tried your darndest.
I really did. I was sensitive. I cried in elementary school a lot, but it wasn't sporty.
Oh no!
And yet, here we are.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this guy is now an atheist, and in Egypt, guess what that means?
Bad.
Jail.
Jail.
He is in jail.
How does that work?
Went to jail. There are several governments on this earth now where you can be. There are actually, I think, 7, and I found an article that I posted on Facebook, and I'm going to find that now too.
Okay, good.
There are 7 countries in this grand world of ours where you can be put to death
For being atheist.
for being atheist.
Iran.
They are. Let me
Iran.
find. I'm guessing Iran's in them. Where?
I'm going to say Iran.
Okay, just keep saying it. That's okay. Oh, this doesn't have the list. It's
Indonesia.
it's illegal there. You can be jailed but not put to death.
Really? That's not disappointing. That's disappointing.
Oh, dang it!
Disappointing that I was wrong.
Really hoping for death in Indonesia. No, it's like
How about it starts with an M? Malaysia.
no,
They're strict there.
no. It's mostly North African and Middle Eastern countries.
That makes sense.
So we're looking at I think Saudi Arabia.
That makes sense.
All I've got is this map, and I'm really not good at.
Oh, I'll point him out.
We got Egypt where you can be arrested. The red ones are the ones where you can be put to death.
Isn't that Ethiopia? South of Egypt?
That could be Ethiopia.
Saudi Arabia.
That might be Mauritania.
That, I believe, is Iran. And then you have Pakistan and another Istan.
Yeah, some of the
Probably
stands.
Afghanistan.
A couple stands.
That's Afghanistan.
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Oh, wait, isn't that Afghanistan up there? No.
No,
That's
no,
Pakistan.
That's Pakistan.
That's
That's Afghanistan.
Okay, we really just need to.
And
not-
then that what is that?
I was going to say, I think that's Mauritania,
Mauritania?
isn't it?
I christened the HMS Mauritania. No?
I think. Wait, I'm gonna look up Mauritania now. Okay, well, now we're just having a geography discussion.
This is fun.
on Thank
I
God I
love
Made You.
geography.
Wait, Google Maps. Where's Google Maps?
Oh, you better hurry.
I'm
Go,
hurrying.
Go.
I'm hurrying. Google Maps. Find me
That
Mauritania.
seems like an inefficient way of doing that. You should do like West Africa. Isn't that like? It's not Ivory Coast,
No,
Because
that's
that would be
further
on the
south.
coast.
That's further south.
and it would be coastal too.
Well, this one's coastal.
Barely.
Aha!
Did you get it?
I think I nailed it. Let's go to map instead of satellite.
Mauritania. That disappoints me because I've always liked the name of Mauritania.
There. Aha. See?
Yeah.
That's it, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah. You're right.
Mauritania. I nailed it.
Wow.
Damn, I'm
Dan.
better than I thought I was. So don't go to Mauritania, or if you go to Mauritania, Sudan. It wasn't Ethiopia, it was Sudan.
Sudan. Where's Ethiopia? Oh,
Right down there.
There it is.
So we got Saudi Arabia, Iran, Sudan, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, you can just be imprisoned.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
Afghanistan, Pakistan.
Yeah, I was right on those.
Yeah.
The stands, I'm glad I got those.
Yeah.
That's
Okay. Well, there you go. Everybody, get out your globe and learn with us today. Anyway, so apparently you can. So apparently, originally, this guy in Egypt, Albert Saber or Albert Sabar. I don't know how you say Egyptian names. I wouldn't even know. But he was initially accused of circulating links to that 14-minute trailer of the crazy of the video that they were saying was what launched the attacks in Benghazi.
Oh, really?
That's what he was originally accused of, because that denigrates Muhammad.
Right.
He denied promoting the video, and later they dropped those charges, but he faced charges relating to other statements critical of Islam and Christianity.
Oh.
Which they say they found online and on his computer at home, and he's in jail for it. He can plead, even just to appeal the ruling. He has to pay money.
Wow.
To appeal. I mean, it's $167, but
that's money.
That's money.
And probably a lot of money.
Yeah.
And
of course, there are human rights groups, like international human rights groups, that are going apeshit about this.
Right,
and
of course.
to get them out.
Hello.
But my God, geez, I don't want to go to there. I mean, I want to go to Egypt.
I totally want to go to Egypt.
I'd love to go to Egypt.
It's like crazy disappointing for me because I've always wanted to go to Egypt.
And I don't think they do that for tourists. I don't think that they would arrest a tourist.
No, of course not. Unless you were like interacting with the locals and what have you.
Even then, they don't want to create an international incident.
They haven't wanted to.
Right. Well, there you go.
You know.
But God, how disappointing in a modern world that there are still places where you can be put to death.
Yeah.
For this. It's for what we're doing right now.
I came across a line.
All we're doing is being goofy, and it's punishable by death.
Yeah.
Our silliness on the air is punishable by death in certain countries.
Sure. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a war on Christmas, only against us.
It's a war on atheists.
on non-Christmases.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Well,
we need to get back to the days when they were just fighting against each other.
Yeah, right.
And we weren't part of the equation.
Just clean up the spoils.
We just divvy up the loot at the end.
I don't think that ever happened.
No, I don't think it did. I think we need to get to that point is what we need to do.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
They all just they all just like, wipe each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Are you familiar with Jet magazine, Dan?
I have a subscription.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. But yes, I'm familiar with it. I have a subscription. I have a subscription to Ebony, not Jet.
Oh, you're a discerning reader.
I am. I have more taste.
Obviously,
I have more taste.
Goes with
Jet.
Ebony over Jet.
Oh, absolutely.
However, if you don't know what either of those two magazines are, they are long-standing magazines that
airline magazines.
No, they're not.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, they're not. They're totally not airline magazines. That serve the African American community.
Indeed.
And the latest edition of Jet magazine was the first one that has actually featured a gay couple in its popular section for wedding announcements.
What?
Yes.
That's amazing.
And Jet I mean, again, according to this article, has been sort of what would you call it? Like a barometer of sort of the
African American
community at large,
okay.
right? Sort of the mores and
a barometer, not an innovator, but a barometer.
More that it reflects.
Okay.
Sort of current mores.
Okay.
And so the people are saying that this is phenomenal, a huge indicator of a shift in the African American community, which because of it's also a very religious community, conservative, sort of
and
Baptist-y,
traditionally not overly friendly to the homosexuals.
Yeah. For whatever reason.
For whatever. Yeah, I mean, and certainly there were lots of exceptions.
Oh yeah, of
but
course
we're talking on the whole.
On the whole. And so this is a biggie deal.
That does seem like a big deal.
Yeah.
It seems like it's funny. I was having a conversation with somebody, and I don't remember who, just this week about gay rights and about sort of about just sort of the whole gay marriage thing, and we'll be talking probably, I think, about the Supreme Court and all of the things that have happened. Are you talking about those things yet? No. So, but we do know that the Supreme Court has agreed to look at 2 different cases.
Yeah, crazy big development
to do with gay marriage.
Yeah,
and no matter what the Supreme Court comes up with, it's clear that the progression of our society will be towards eventually gay marriage will be equal to straight marriage and legal for everybody.
Absolutely.
It's inevitable.
Right.
You just can't get past that.
No.
But it is interesting to watch who gets okay with it at what times.
Yeah.
Who gets right with Jesus about the gays.
The president has.
The president has finally.
Yeah.
So that's and I'm guessing that any Democrat presidential candidate from now on will have to be.
Yeah.
Now that he's broken that ice, it's broken and it stays broke.
Yeah.
And we're going to start to see more and more Republicans who do the same.
What will be interesting is to see how long the Republican candidates continue being against gay marriage.
Again, that's what's
really
interesting.
Going to be the real indicator.
That's what's fascinating to watch about all this.
Done.
Yeah.
That issue is more or less settled.
And we've already seen certain religious denominations accept it, and others fighting very hard against it.
Yeah.
So and we'll keep talking about that too. I think that's your next story, isn't it?
Yes.
So I mean, it's just in these roadmaps or these mile markers are what are really fascinating to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So Jet, there you
thank you, Jet.
Yeah,
you're nice. We like you.
The African American community is now in the lead over many religious parts of our society.
Yeah. So the happy couple is Ravi Perry and Paris Prince.
Congratulations, you two.
Yeah.
What state are they in?
Their home is in is it Worcester, Massachusetts?
Probably. Well, yeah, probably. I don't know. I know that in England it would be Worcester.
Right. So there's that.
So they're in Massachusetts, one of the states where they can actually do it.
Yep.
So they will be.
Yeah. And by do it, it is get married.
Get married, yes.
Because we can do it everywhere.
You're allowed to do it now.
In all 50.
Yeah, exactly. Although there's still several states with laws on the books about it.
But they can't.
They can't enforce them.
Yeah,
because
they can't. No.
That
then
pesky
their honeymoon,
Supreme Court.
Their honeymoon, 7-day road trip through the South.
Oh God!
Smart move, guys.
They're just
You're gonna go flaunt that one.
They just want trouble.
I shouldn't use the word flaunt because let's face it. They should call
it the Trouble Tour to 2013.
Just don't put a big "just married."
Oh no, they're going to. If they're going through the South, I mean, unless they're going to visit certain specific family members, they're doing it because they want trouble.
No.
Are these guys gym rats? Are they big?
No. Well, you can't really tell they're in tuxes.
Okay. Anyway. Well, there you go. Congratulations, no matter what.
They're both... Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They both look like very nice gentlemen.
Yeah. There you go. I like it. Congrats to them and to Jet for being ahead of the curve on that.
Ish.
I think they're ahead of the... No, you know what? They're not ahead of the curve because now we know that over 50% of Americans are pro-gay marriage.
Yeah. Everything that happens now is happening behind the curve.
Yeah. Okay. So congratulations, Jet, with catching up with the curve. It's still a good sign.
Wow, that's such a nice backhanded compliment.
Well, it's all they get. If they'd been
I'm
ahead
just going to say thank you, Jet, and leave it at that.
Yeah. Okay.
No reason to backhand these people.
I didn't backhand anything.
They're they're the editors of that magazine have seen the light.
There you go.
They probably actually have seen the light for a long time.
But
A number of them.
they've been scared.
Yeah.
I'd be scared. Anyway, I'm going to move to the world of television.
Oh,
The fascinating world of
I
television.
love television.
No, who doesn't love television?
I love it. We're like in this golden age of television right now. It's amazing.
There's a lot
so
of-
much good TV.
There's a lot of really good TV. I won't be talking about any of that, though.
Oh,
What I will be talking about is...
we're in sort of a Bronze Age of the Bronze Age side of it.
Yeah, we're moving back a little bit. Do you ever watch the show 2.5 Men?
No.
I don't either. But I have news about it because the half in 2.5 Men,
Oh,
the
wait.
kid...
There's actually a half a man.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
It's
I don't know what I thought it was.
2 guys and a kid.
Oh, that's clever.
And this
That's
kid...
cute. Hey, that's a good title for
Somebody,
a sitcom.
somebody should use that.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Anyway, this kid, whose name, by the way, is Angus T. Jones, the actor.
Angus.
Angus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for his parents.
He's apparently been shitting where he lives.
Okay. What did he do?
Apparently, he went on some Christian-y thing. He's a
Okay.
Christian himself.
And he's on that show.
Yes.
Now this show is known for its sort of irreverent humor, right? Am I right about this?
Very much so. There's a lot of sort of sexuality hinted at.
Sexuality.
And how could there not be with a hunk like Charlie Sheen on there?
Well, and then it's Ashton Kutcher.
He's even hunkier because he's not 300 years old.
I don't know that I wouldn't say that he's hunky.
No?
Hunky, I always think of kind of just like a hunk of a man, you know.
Oh, he's not.
He's just tall and lanky, but
But
he's nice
he's
looking.
he's a cutie. He's a cutie. Anyway, this kid, this Jones kid,
Oh yeah.
has been bad mouthing his show. And,
What?
And saying he was on some video on the online world, the internet,
Wow.
and he said people will see us and be like, I can be Christian and be on a show like 2.5 Men. You can't. You cannot be a true God-fearing person and be on a television show like that. I know I can't. I know.
Wait, he's Christian.
Mm-hmm. And he's on a show like that. Specifically that show.
Angus.
And so he might be a little confused. And I'll tell you who else is confused.
Uh-oh.
CBS CEO Les Moonves.
Moonves.
Moonves. Moonves.
Moonves.
Moonves.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Moonves. Sure. It's better than what I got. Anyway, Les Moonves is a little confused by this young kid's actions.
Really?
He said, he said, quote, "We took this boy who started with us when he was 8 years old, and it seems to be what happens with child stars over the course of time. He's now making over $300,000 per week, which is not a bad salary for a 19-year-old kid, and he went on a religious channel and urged people not to watch the show because it was filth. By the way, he's still collecting his $300,000 per week."
Wow.
Yeah. I
think somebody needs to put his money where his mouth is.
Yeah.
And get rid of that filthy money.
I think that's what Mr. Moonves is saying.
Is sort of suggesting, isn't he?
Because he's right.
He's totally right. That kid's being a hypocrite?
You're first of all,
Confused hypocrite?
you're biting the hand that feeds you $300,000 a week.
Yeah, just live with it, kid. Repent.
I know.
Repent later.
How many of us would I mean, God, I'm glad I don't have his troubles.
You know what? It would be difficult, but
What a
I'd be on a
devastating-
show with Ashton Kutcher. If somebody was paying me $300,000, I would suck it up. I would even but Charlie Sheen would have been crossing a line.
It does seem like that's the line.
There is a line. There's a line between Ashton Kutcher and Charlie Sheen. I don't know who it goes through.
Fortunately, that line
But
was
there is somewhere between them, or how wide of a space it is.
yeah, this kid doesn't know what a reprieve he got.
Yeah.
Charlie got kicked off.
The show could have been canceled.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, he's still... Oh, my God. What a
That show was
prick.
tainted with tiger blood.
What is he getting? Like, is it 300,000? They do, like, what, over 20 episodes a season.
He's saying $300,000 a week. So, yeah, that's probably per episode
Per
is what he's saying. $300,000
So he's
per
getting, like,
episode.
$7 million a season?
Yeah, something like that.
Or probably $8 million a season? Little prick.
I know.
What a little prick.
Honestly.
No thanks.
Yeah.
God.
That's, yeah.
A-hole kid.
Go home and cry into your money, you asshole. Yeah.
Oh, well. Did you know, Dan,
Yeah.
because I have no good segue, that there's a new Mormon church website?
Do tell.
They launched it early December, I believe, is when it
Yeah,
launched.
just barely launched.
At least that's when the news of it really hit. And it's the URL for it is mormonsandgays.org. This is official. This is officially
I
from
like
the
to
church.
call it, it's Mormon Sand Gaze.
Mormon Sand Gays.
Yeah.
Or Mormon Son. Oh, yeah. Anyways.
Anyway.
So.
And it is an official website owned by the LDS Church.
Official.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
And the church is, well, as that nice Peggy Fletcher Stack put it, they're not changing their tune about homosexuality, but they are altering their tone.
Oh, what a lovely distinction,
Isn't that
Peggy.
nice? That's nice. What a great way of like explaining what just happened.
Which is nothing.
Which ultimately nothing is different.
Nothing-
There's just
well,
now
okay.
a collection of videos.
Nothing substantive is different, but this actually is a change.
Well, it's a huge. I mean, it's definitely an evolution in what they're trying to project into the world on this issue.
Right.
And apparently, for whatever reason, they see this as an important issue for them to be working on.
Really important.
Really important.
They're not launching
They are
websites for everything.
hosting a website.
Yeah.
Now, they didn't spend a lot of money on the design of the website.
No.
In fact,
I mean, it's fine.
it's okay. Whatever. There's some pictures and whatnot.
They've got that nice sort of gunmetal blue going.
Yeah, they've defined where the church stands, which this is not news.
It's news for a lot of members. We should be clear on this. It's probably news for a lot of people.
That might be true. Okay, but it's not news for me.
No. Those of us who pay attention, it's definitely not new. It's not new at all.
No.
But it is it could be taking a lot of people by surprise.
Right. So, the church's official stance, and this is a little pull quote. Okay? The experience of same-sex attraction is a complex reality for many people. The attraction itself is not a sin, but acting on it is. Even though individuals do not choose to have such attractions, they do choose how to respond to them. With love and understanding, the church reaches out to all God's children, including our gay and lesbian brothers and sisters. This is going to be the biggest mindfuck for young gay and lesbian men and women who are coming up in the church right now, because they're feeling the full embrace of the church, so, more or less. They're feeling a partial embrace.
They're feeling a carefully worded embrace.
They can talk to their bishop about it and not fear reprisal.
Right. You won't get excommunicated just for saying
if all they're copying to is that they have such attractions,
right,
then
they're okay.
Then they're okay.
Yeah.
Right. And they can sit there and they can have this conversation with the bishop. So things feel like they're out in the light of day. You're having this conversation. It's not about repentance. You're not being punished. There's this, there's that. And it's all just about their response. The number of people who are going to get caught in that trap of you can be here, but you have to be a second-class citizen. And that's what I don't think anybody is really processing, is how demeaning and sort of second-classy.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen that come out. It's certainly not come out like in official church circles.
No, I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Is that little realm where these kids are getting sucked into that, and their leaders, and they're all thinking that this is such a positive thing.
Right.
This is such a good thing. They're dealing with it in such a great way. Yeah. And all they're doing is saying, we're not treating them any differently, right?
It's worlds more magnanimous than they used to be.
I prefer that.
That's true.
I
Open-faced hatred is better.
It's
than
better.
This.
You know what you're dealing with.
Right, exactly.
This, they're glossing over it. Their PR people are saying this is a real issue for you. You better figure out how to deal with it.
Yeah.
And they're responding, and they're coming up with this nice whitewashed reaction.
I gotta say,
homie, don't play that.
I gotta say, this is a step in an evolution. And evolution takes time, and it's going to be different. It's going to take all these steps. I think they're headed toward. They have to be headed toward acceptance of gays.
Well,
otherwise, they will in 50 years.
They don't think they are, but they are.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Right.
They don't think that that's where they're headed. But in 50 years, they're going to look too archaic to survive.
If they continue with what they're doing.
Right. Exactly.
I would say in 15 years.
Yeah.
They're going to be in a place where it's going to be like
they're just going to have to keep evolving. That's
what's
all
going to
there
be
is
interesting
to it.
is what does end up happening with the Supreme Court next year. Mm-hmm. If the Supreme Court comes out and says there's no constitutional reason for us to deny same-sex marriage across the board,
right?
Which would be a huge surprise to everybody. But let's just say that's what happens, because sooner or later that is what's going to happen.
Right. I wouldn't be a surprise to me at all. I think that may be where we're headed.
There's a lot of old people on that court.
There are.
And there's obvious members of the court that are
I'll grant you that
the community.
I'll grant you that it's more likely if Scalia had a heart attack and died than if not. But I think that may be where they're headed.
Huh.
Anyway.
Well, anywho, nonetheless, when it finally is official, 10, 15 years,
yeah,
and the LDS Church will have to come up with a revelation that does something like they did with the black members of the church back in the 70s.
I don't know
it's
how
gonna
long.
Have to bring them fully. It's going to have to bring the gay community fully into their ranks, because it's going to continue being a divisive issue for their members.
I think it's going to take longer than that. Religion drags their feet on this stuff. They have to wait until the pressure is so high, until it's so obvious to everyone in the country that this is the wrong stance, that they are forced to do it. And then they'll wait another extra few years. It's just like the blacks getting the priesthood thing.
Yeah.
It just takes much, much longer than it should.
I just think that pressure comes to bear a lot quicker in this day and age.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, it is a more sort of, pressure is instant. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. There's also pressure going in the opposite direction. So there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so if you have pressure you want to bring to bear on us, you could do it. You could do it by writing to us.
Did you get through all of yours?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I was just launching in, and then you derailed it.
Oh.
You're done, right?
You okay. Earlier when you told me what you were talking about, I wrote down a box's mama. And I was like, what the hell does that mean? No. So you said a boxer's mama.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyways, I'm like, there's still one here, Dan. We haven't talked about this box's mother.
Oh, we are a professional outfit here, people. We have it together, is what we do.
Well, I misheard you, that's all. No. I'm like, it seems like he's done 3, but I haven't heard about this box's mother.
Right, because that makes sense. All those boxes and their moms out there.
You give me 3 words, I type them down as I hear them.
All right. Here's the thing, people. We like to surprise each other on the air so that we can have fun reactions. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that works. Sometimes that clearly confuses the matter. Yeah. So there you go.
All right.
So, as I was saying...
Oh, hey, Dan. What were you saying?
If you want to write to us, all you people out there in listener land, you can do so by sending an email to podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
You can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/TGIAtheist. There's always a nice conversation going on.
Yeah. We got, and you'll see exclusive things that you won't see otherwise.
Yeah,
you will miss it.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about one of those things a little later.
Coming up,
actually.
Yeah.
Or you can actually bring your voice into this conversation by leaving us a voicemail.
Yes.
And you do that at 424-666-TGIA. That stands for Thank God I'm Atheist.
Hey,
Or
folks.
you can do 424-666-8442. Is that right?
That is correct.
All right.
Okie dokie.
Hey, we should read some emails. We've got some emails.
We do. Well, I have one.
Oh, okay.
And I thought this was a nice one about this is Danny, and he asks us about the music that we use, and whether or not the music was available for purchase anywhere.
Yeah.
And so, Dan, you know this.
I do. The music.
The name of the group is the Red Rock Hot Club.
Indeed. Fronted by a good friend of mine, one Mr. Rich Daigle.
Mm-hmm. Which I still don't believe that's a real name.
He actually sometimes apostrophes it in the French style, so it's Daigle.
Oh, hey, that's fancy.
Doesn't that just sound fancy?
Ooh.
And yeah, I'm going to post a link to them on Facebook.
Yeah, I
this
think
week.
that's a great idea.
I actually recently, just last week or maybe it was the week before, was at one of their concerts, or not a concert. It was they play gigs weekly here in Salt Lake City. They are actually remarkable musicians. They have quite a bit. They've got a new album that's dropping actually like this month sometime.
Oh, wow.
Of their music, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
You can go to, and I'm just going to look this up really quickly. They have their own Facebook page.
Don't they have a website?
They do, and I'm just going to look at that. Red Rock Hot Club.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that would be a great way to support them because they're super nice and they just let us use the music. And so if you like the song, go buy a song.
It's just awesome Django Reinhardt style gypsy jazz. How do you go wrong with that? If you don't have some gypsy jazz in your music library, go get it.
Yeah.
So go to their Facebook page, or you can go to their webpage, which is just redrockhotclub.com.
Cool.
And I will like I said, I'll post a little video that I took of them playing what I like to call. They called it another title, but I'm not going to call it that title. I'm going to call it the Thank God I'm Atheist theme song.
Jesus. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll post a little video of them and on the Facebooks. And
cool. Yeah, I think that's great.
So that's fun.
Yeah, thanks, Danny, for asking about that. It's been way too long since we've thanked the Red Rock Hot Club.
Yeah, that's true.
Officially in the show, and for being so generous.
And
with
we need to be promoting them because they're awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thanks for writing there, and thanks everybody for participating in the conversation on Facebook.
Yeah. So we're going to a little clip of audio.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this audio will lead us into our next discussion. So we just thought we'd let Boise local news lead us in.
All right. Yeah. Boise, Idaho.
New this morning, a hot issue among Mormon church members right now. It's moving through the country on social media. You may have heard about this. It's called Wear Pants to Church Day. News Channel 7 has learned the idea aimed at promoting gender equality all started right here in Boise. Karen Zakalak joins us now to tell us about it. Karen.
Maggie, about 8 years ago, a Boise woman began a blog called Feminist Mormon Housewives. She says it's a way for women in the Mormon church to discuss topics, ask questions, and unite with those struggling through similar issues. Now, she says it sparked a movement that's gaining momentum.
For whatever reason, things like pants seem to really strike a chord with people. It really seems to hit something deep.
Lisa Butterworth says she never could have predicted that a discussion on her blog would have created such a controversy. After the topic was raised on her site, several Mormon women officially organized the idea for Wear Pants to Church Day this Sunday. It then spread on social media over the past few weeks, setting off strong reactions both for and against it. Butterworth says while the Mormon Church doesn't have a rule against women wearing pants to church, it's not common, but she says it symbolizes a bigger issue for some.
The equality issue is not only important to Mormon feminists, it's important to all Mormons. If we don't address this, we are losing a whole generation of young women.
Butterworth says the goal is not to show disrespect or create change, but to unite Mormon feminists who may feel alone.
Well, yes, it's silly, obviously, but if it were so silly, if it really didn't mean anything, then nobody would be paying attention, and there wouldn't have been all the anger, and there wouldn't be the strong reaction that we're getting.
For the first time, Butterworth says she will wear pants to church this Sunday, and says she's proud to know 2,000 other LDS women across the country plan to as well.
Going outside of my comfort zone and dressing in a way where I don't fit in, I think it's going to be scary for me.
To contact the LDS headquarters about the issue, they tell us attending church is about worship and learning to be followers of Jesus Christ. Generally, church members are encouraged to wear their best clothing as a sign of respect for the Savior, but we don't counsel people beyond that. This story.
Okay, pants, church pants, because that is what, if you watch the video, the anchor in the Channel 7
news desk.
The monitor behind her has a picture of an LDS chapel, and it says just in big bold letters, "Church pants." So they have some very clever and creative producers at Channel 7.
Yeah, they're the high quality ones over there. I gotta say, I'm guessing that a few of our listeners are going to be confused at the fact that there's a controversy over pants.
I don't know. I think that there's, Catholics don't really do it. Conservative faiths tend not to really want women in pants in their churches.
Well, but as this news,
or am I wrong about Catholics?
No, I don't know. Yeah, no, Catholics you can wear anything.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of women still choose to wear dresses because, I mean, again, it's the same thing in most religions. There's a concept, a traditional concept of Sunday best.
Yeah.
And you just wear your best clothes to church.
Right.
And traditionally the best clothes that women have had have been dresses.
Right, but I would say that the case Mormons go out of their way to buy a specific outfit that seems to be sort of the standard Sunday model for dress.
Sure.
Right. And so a man who does not have a job that would require a suit, right, is going to have a Sunday suit that he wears.
Let's face it, most Mormons don't have a lot of black tie affairs to go to.
Exactly.
But they're
not dressing like they're going to black tie affairs.
No. And interestingly, if they do own tuxedos, the concept of dressing in your best clothes...
Oh, yeah, they don't come in tuxedos.
...would indicate that you should come to church in your tuxedo.
And ball gown.
Honestly, I just barely thought of that, but really,
that's what
their statement says, is that you're supposed to come in your best clothes.
Your best clothes. Period. The best clothes that you own, that's what you're supposed to wear.
Get your ball gowns on, ladies.
Yeah.
It's not about pants. It's about ball gowns.
Yeah.
It's about your prom dress.
Yeah.
If you're a young woman.
Absolutely.
Why aren't you in it? Your wedding gear.
You're sure.
That's probably your best clothes.
Yeah.
You spent
your
hundreds.
wedding dress.
Yeah.
What a lovely idea. All the women in the congregation in their wedding dresses.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I think that's gorgeous.
Or bridesmaids.
Right. Oh, sure. If
you're not married.
If you haven't landed that man yet.
Yeah. If maybe you were a bridesmaid in a nicer ceremony than your own. Then maybe you would wear the bride's.
That's a good one. I like that. Dress. You have to admit it to yourself first.
Yeah, first you have to say, that's
the first step. You're this is
that
darn
Alicia.
Why? Why couldn't I
with her dentist dad
and me in my stupid 80s wedding dress? Oh, this is so dated now. Oh, fine, I'll wear this. Damn it. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, this has sparked controversy.
Oh, I believe it.
And this is beyond controversy. This is shock. Like, there has been a shockwave that has rocked the Mormon world.
And they are going to fall on one side or the other.
Yeah. Oh, there's no in-between ground here.
No.
It's amazing to me because, as this news report said, the official church stance is
Wear
Go ahead.
Wear your ball gown.
Wear whatever you want. Yeah, well,
Wear your nice jeans.
But man, you would think that they were saying, "Let's go take shits on the pulpit."
Well, and first
the
of all,
furor that's coming out.
I will say that the church's official comment here is a little disingenuous.
Oh, maybe.
Because let me tell you, I know that the official, the official sort of what you're supposed to wear if you're a man is a white shirt, a tie, and preferably you have a suit. But if you don't, a white shirt is like mandatory with a tie.
Yeah.
Like that I know that's like official. And for them, what they're saying is, I think what they're trying to say, they're trying to split hairs here, and they're saying you can show up however you want, but don't expect to like obtain any sort of official like higher position if you don't show us the respect. If you don't show the Lord the proper respect,
right,
of wearing a suit, white shirt, and a tie, and women in an ugly floral dress, you're not going to be the Relief Society president if you're wearing pants.
Yep.
You can show up to church, but you're not going to like actually do anything of value
because
the way they see it in the community.
Because you look like you're rebelling.
Yeah, exactly.
You look like you're doing something against the common understanding.
Oh yeah, I had a friend,
and they hate that.
When I was a kid, she'd wear the skirt. Let me tell you, this girl did not belong in a skirt. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I'm sure she would say that as well. You know, she's a nice lesbian, and she did not. I mean, you could just tell, right? It was like, this is bullshit, whatever. But she'd wear a skirt, but she'd also wear combat boots.
I tell you, I've seen many a woman look incredibly uncomfortable in a dress.
Oh yeah,
at the LDS church.
Oh yeah.
So
anyways,
I mean, but here's the thing: what are these women trying to say with this? Because there's a lot of confusion there. With that, there was, and here's what I was referring to when I said there's stuff on the Facebook page that we post that you might miss.
Oh yeah,
there was an event posted by these women, by this organization of women, that was, Wear Pants to Church Day event.
Right.
And it was amazing. It was amazing. You go on this and just the back and forth between, I mean, it exposed the seamy underbelly of the LDS church, of the culture of the LDS church, not the church itself, but the culture was so open and exposed, and
so So what were these? Was it women being vicious, or was it men?
Both. Okay. I mean, if a man was on there, it was likely. Well, no, there were men on both sides of it as well. There were women on both sides, and there were men on both sides. Okay. And they were saying, a lot of the people who were for this were saying, no, this is just about showing solidarity with other feminist women. Mm-hmm. This is about being visible. It's not about making a statement against the church. It's about making the statement that, the church can grow. There's room for improvement.
Right.
And there's more than just one person in the world who believes this.
Right. Sure. Okay.
But this is a terrifying thing for these women.
Oh yeah.
Like, to wear pants, to make the statement that I am not 100% on board with 100% of the church is terrifying for these women.
Yeah.
And boy, the hammer comes down, and you see it in these comments. Now, let me tell you something. You can't go and look this up, because this event was taken down, and the word that I got was not by the organizers of the event.
Well, how does that work?
I don't know.
How do you get something like that taken down?
I don't know. Maybe a very powerful organization says that it's offensive and makes a complaint to Facebook. I don't know. I'm not claiming that that's the case.
That seems a little fishy.
It does, but what else could have happened? So they what there is available now is a group. There's now a group called a Facebook group called Wear Pants to Church Day.
Okay.
And the same vitriol is coming through. I got it all pulled up. People are pulling up, people are making statements left and right, and it's just like, and most of the people, I mean, the fact of the matter is that this is not a protest.
No. But they're going to see it as one.
Yeah, and it's connected to a movement that has protests.
Yeah.
That has gripes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to some extent, maybe saying it's not a protest is a little disingenuous because it's tied to a protest.
You think it's I guess it's a protest in the sense that they are sort of they are officially saying on one day, look at all of us. This is the numbers.
Right.
And we don't agree with the sort of the culture,
right,
is what they're saying.
And they're being visible about it.
And they're being visible. So that is a protest.
To me, that's a protest.
That is a protest.
So it
may not be what people sort of conjure up in their mind as a protest.
Well, and they're not tying this action directly to we want X.
No, that's true.
So there's some gray area there, but I still would say you're tying it to a movement that wants things.
Yeah.
It's a protest.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But that's just
well, they
just
want gender
nitpicking.
Equality, right? This group that's organizing it.
And maybe we should discuss a little bit how the genders are not equal in the LDS Church.
Okay.
Because there are some very specific, very real ways, more than just, we know that men get priesthood, women don't.
Right.
And that's sort of the biggest line in the sand between the genders,
right,
in the Mormon Church. So that means men can perform ordinances, boys can perform ordinances.
Yeah, it's 12-year-olds who pass the Eucharist,
right,
to use a more or the
communion. Yeah, to use the larger term.
Yeah.
What the Mormons call sacrament.
Yeah.
Which is just
12-year-olds
passing bread and water, but girls,
14-year-olds,
girls can't do this.
It, and 16-year-olds are the ones that bless it.
Right.
Yeah.
And these 16-year-olds can baptize.
That's true. Yeah.
So I was considered a priest in the Mormon Church at 16 years old, as were you.
Yes, that's true.
So
I was an elder at 19.
I know. Boy, as someone in his
actually at 18,
as someone in his late 30s now, I look at some young punk kid coming up to me with a little label on his shirt that says elder, and I just go, to whom? Elder? Oh, you are elder than your baby sister?
Yeah.
You are not elder to me.
Yeah.
You must, I'm elder.
Yeah.
You sit down and take a listen.
Yeah.
You whippersnapper. Anywho. But beyond just the priesthood thing, which is the biggest thing, there are many cultural differences between men and women, and I found a really interesting write-up of a bunch of those.
Oh, okay.
I found a couple of write-ups.
Well,
this has been a wealth of links to articles about gender inequality within the church. So what were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say, there's the whole issue of the number of the speakers at General Conference.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see sort of the public image that's put forward, it's old white men.
Right.
And you don't see...
You generally see one, maybe two women speakers
during all 4 sessions of General Conference.
Right.
You're not going to, you'll go a whole session and not even have a single woman get up.
Right. And you'll never see a woman pray at General Conference. Ever.
Oh.
Isn't that interesting?
Wow, I hadn't even thought about that.
So that's an interesting thing. It's not like women aren't allowed to pray. Women can pray.
Yeah, those sexist bastards.
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought about that one.
They don't pray. They don't they don't have women cannot be sealed to multiple men in the temple.
That's true.
While men can be sealed to multiple women in the temple.
That's true. Yeah.
We're talking about marriage here, and we're talking about marriage. We're talking about eternal marriage, meaning through the ages, after death,
forever.
We're not talking about earthly polygamy here. We're talking about heavenly polygamy here.
Celestial polygamy, as it were. For time and all eternity.
For the church has had a long-standing struggle with women who get pregnant who work for the church. This is another thing. Now, oh yeah. Oh no. What you need to understand is my mother, who worked for the church for most of her career, or for all of her career as long as I knew her.
Right.
Back in the 70s, my mother was, at least the family lore goes, and I believe that this is true, my mother was the first woman ever hired by the LDS Church who was allowed to go back to work after having a child.
What?
Up until that point in the 70s, the policy was once a woman has a child,
Oh, because she should be at home.
she should be at home with the kids. That's her role. And so she was supposed to leave the church.
Oh,
And my mom wouldn't hear of it.
Right.
Now she regrets it.
Oh.
Now she's like, well, why didn't I stay home with my kid? But, then she was making a feminist statement.
Well, your dad was home, right?
He was.
Yeah.
Talk about feminism.
Yeah.
Talk about progressive. Back in the 70s, my family, we were so unconventional.
Oh my God. You were just shaking up. Was this the Harvard Yale neighborhood? Where were you guys? You weren't Harvard Yale. You
No,
were more
a little bit
Yale
south.
Crest?
A little south. Yeah. Just sort of on the 13th South.
13th
area.
South. Okay.
Anyway.
Wow, that whole neighborhood? That's like...
Actually, that's a fairly liberal neighborhood, so it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, but it's still Mormon.
Yeah. But, but both my parents were also like well-known Mormon historians. So like
Sure.
everybody was like paying a little deference to that. They worked for the church.
Sure.
Anyway, that's a big deal. And to this day, a woman who is a seminary teacher will be fired once she has her kid or if she gets pregnant.
What?
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, things like that. And there's a lot more. I mean, little smaller cultural things that you don't even notice.
So
This
she
is how it's-
literally has to choose between her career, the thing that she went to school for, the thing she spent all this time, she's getting hooked up as a seminary teacher, which is a pretty cushy gig.
It's not bad.
Right.
Doesn't pay great, but
No, it doesn't
sure.
pay great, but it's like, talk about like an easy teaching job. If you're going to be a teacher, that's an easy teaching job.
Yeah. No state oversight. No school oversight.
No.
Just church oversight.
Yeah.
It's just like being a Sunday school teacher every day.
Yeah.
Anyway, and it's all mapped out for you.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go into some of the more interesting gender inequality moments of the LDS Church because some of them are much more subtle. For instance, if you go into a Mormon church and ask to speak to someone who's in charge, it will be a man. They will lead you to a man.
Well, that's accurate.
Yeah.
A man is in charge.
Well, that's true. But I mean, there are women. The Relief Society president
She's not in charge.
is not in charge of anything.
She's lucky she has a set of keys and access to the security code.
Yeah, it's true. And if a man, a man can speak in public to to a large group and not feel like his gender's on trial, whereas a woman who speaks in public to a large group about her religion is going to be heavily examined because
Where?
just anywhere, but like as a missionary, for instance, teaching like gospel doctrine.
I would say
any
the
of
whole
that stuff.
missionary thing they've almost completely cleared up.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I mean, it's been more young women applying to go on missions than young men right now.
Yeah, that's true.
So ever since that announcement about the thing,
Yeah,
changing the ages and whatnot.
Sorry, I'm going through this list and I'm trying
So
to.
that one I would say,
That was the one. That wasn't the one that I had intended to say, but I started to say it and then I just had to continue.
Dan.
A man can speak his mind in a group of other Mormons and not be worried that he will be discounted because of his gender. Whereas a woman will, if she's among a bunch of Mormon men, will feel like her opinion is of less value when she speaks her mind. I think we can say that that's universally true in Mormonism. That her opinion will be
Opinion about like
doctrine. About almost anything, really. There's this sense, what I'm getting at here, and you can verify this, is that there is a sense in Mormonism that a man, because he holds the priesthood, has sort of the power of discernment.
Yeah, that's true.
And his opinion, therefore, becomes more valuable than that of a woman.
Yeah,
This is just... I know. Born in the wrong century, I tell
no
you.
kidding. Speaking of wrong century with this whole issue, did you know that Brigham Young designed a sort of the pioneer woman's outfit? He saw it fit to design up the Mormon woman's outfit in Utah, and it included not really pants; they were more bloomers, I guess, right?
Right.
But one leg, they go on like pants,
Right.
They might be a
Yeah.
little more flowy, but they're bloomers, right?
Yeah.
Underneath a dress that wasn't cut very long. It was designed in his mind because of the desert environment and the heat and trying to be modest, but acknowledging where we were. It also included a top hat.
For women?
Yes.
Okay.
A wide brimmed top hat.
How very fancy.
Yeah.
And
It's
Victorian.
really nice. It never caught on. The women thought it was ugly, which it was.
It should catch on now. It'd be all steampunky and stuff.
It actually looks very steampunk because you've never really seen it before. But if you see a picture from that era of a woman dressed like that, you're like, "Ooh, what is that?"
Yeah.
But yeah, he was sort of advocating pants under a dress, which we know polygamous communities still do, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But anywho,
Yeah.
it's kind of fun.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
He had a whole outfit that included pants.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying.
Women of Mormonism who, if you're on the fence about whether to wear pants to church, do it under your dress.
Yeah, just wear them under your dress.
Get some bloomers.
Don a wide-brimmed top hat.
Because women can wear hats to church.
They can wear.
Not men.
Not men.
You'll be asked to remove your hat.
That's such fucking bullshit.
You were asked to remove your hat when we went through the non-dedicated temple.
Yeah. I was so mad. There's a reason why I wear a hat.
Yeah.
It's because I need a haircut.
Right.
It's because I haven't bathed or shampooed my hair obviously in days.
Right.
Because it's just one of those weeks,
one of
folks.
those-
I'm
yeah.
feeling lazy.
Yeah, sure.
It's gross, I admit it, but I get a little greasy. And so I was wearing a hat, I think, because I hadn't taken a shower that morning. And I was just like, oh shit, how did I forget that?
Yeah.
Of course they're going to ask me to take my hat off.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
I was so bothered. I could have put it back on. I mean, what were they going to do? Was somebody else going to? Well,
You should have just said, no, I won't take it off.
Yeah.
And just walked in.
I'm not a member of your community.
Yeah, I'm
and
not-
this isn't a temple.
They're like, will you show respect? Probably not.
really. I'll
No.
be quiet. I'm not going to graffiti it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
But I'm
show.
gonna
I'll
wear
show
a
enough.
hat.
I'm not going to take off my clothes for you.
Jerkwad. This is an ensemble. I thought about this.
Right. I put this
I
together.
didn't just throw this on.
Look
Right.
behind. Look.
I mean, there's a good reason why I'm wearing it, but I made sure stuff looked good here.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I am fashionable. Chick, three people behind me in the floral print dress.
It's
she
offensive.
should be taking that off.
Yeah. You should give her something to cover that up.
And the guy that she's with in his awful slacks, white
Pleated. Pleated.
short sleeved white button down, awful tie, and terrible shoes. That needs to be rethought. My hat's fine.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's totally true. We can come with
Maybe you know what? Maybe that's what this movement needs to turn into. We
just
need
some
to-
good fashion advice for
instead of
Mormons?
wear pants to church. How about just wear something decent to church? How about just wear something not ugly to church?
Yeah. Buy
We'll
your
just-
pants other than not at Sears
and not at Mr. Mac.
or Mr. Mac.
Yeah, honestly,
Because they gravitate to the Dockers.
they go straight for the ugliest. Like
If it's just sort of like their midweek wear, but they need to dress up, it's Dockers.
And let me tell you
Pleated
something.
Dockers.
once these guys hit 30, they do not need anything pooching out in their midsection. These pleats are not helping you, my friend. You're not looking any slimmer.
They think it does, though. They think it does. They think that the baggy hides, right?
Yeah. Okay. So getting back to this, I found a different list of things that are. This is a list that Joanna Brooks on the Religion Dispatches website, when in her article she links to this list of on ldswave.org. There's
Okay.
a list called Ask a Feminist, and it's just places where these women feel unequal. And I think that's actually a really nice way of wording it. It's just, I feel unequal when. And this is how they've worded it.
Because you can't argue with that.
Right. What?
Because it's how they're feeling.
Yeah.
Right. That's the whole...
And women are they're all about feelings.
Jesus.
Things like, I feel unequal when my value is primarily linked to being a wife and a mother rather than being a child of God. Now, being a child of God is of no value to me.
No.
But in the end, that makes sense to me. You know, like when a man is his primary value, well, I guess a man's primary value is as a holder of priesthood.
Yeah.
So that's
which the
thing.
Women are not allowed to have.
Right. And I think that
whereas men are allowed to be fathers and husbands.
Yeah.
Right. So there's something that they're allowed that the women aren't allowed an equal thing to.
Right.
Because obviously except their definition of motherhood is along your lines of, well, stop working.
Yeah.
So it is unequal.
Yeah. And this one's true too. I feel unequal when I am taught at church that my husband presides in my family. He is the head, and all things being equal, he has the final say.
Yeah, that's true too.
And that's true. Yeah. That is one of the teachings of the church.
Yeah.
I feel unequal when males handle 100% of church finances.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of these things that aren't priesthood related, but still end up being exactly the same, and that end up being all male.
There's no reason. I mean, it's not an official,
right?
It's not an official act of the priesthood. They're not using their priesthood to manage the budget,
right? Exactly,
or to administrate a ward, right?
Yeah.
So you could argue that, yeah, okay, like record keep. Why can't there be a woman ward clerk?
Yeah.
Right. Wasn't that one of the issues that came up was well, what the hell? Why can't there be a woman in this position?
Exactly.
There's nothing priesthoody about it at all. It is earmarked for a man.
And as we know from Breaking Bad, women can do good bookkeeping.
They can. They can. They're good at it. You know,
if she's Asian,
I'd say it's one of the talents of women.
Yeah.
They're actually quite good managing a checkbook.
There you go.
Yeah. I wish they're, anyways, never mind.
Yeah. I feel, she says, I feel unequal in primary. Primary is where the little kids go.
Mm-hmm.
It's the little kid Sunday school, which is taught all by members of the ward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She says, I feel unequal in primary when most of the lessons and songs are about men, although most of the teachers and leaders are women.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these
things. You never
have
a male primary president.
Yeah, no. Never.
Yeah.
You have every now and then a male primary teacher.
Oh, yeah. No, that happens. That does happen.
But it's unusual.
It is unusual.
When you see 10 primary teachers, you might see one male among that group. And he's probably gay.
Our primary pianist was a male.
Ooh.
Because with that one, you need actual, do you know how to play the piano? And since most of the piano players in our ward were men, we had men over. I mean, the Poor Relief Society they were just pecking out those hymns. Same with the young women.
Yeah.
The young women, there wasn't really it was really it's probably a very strange ward in that regard. Is that it was the musical talent laid with the men.
Yeah.
So anyhow. That's neither here nor there, but it's a fun, interesting fact.
Sure, yeah,
or not,
or not. So I think we've covered it with the sense of how just absolutely this inequality runs so deep. It is so ingrained into Mormonism that there are lots of these things that I hadn't even thought of. And I was raised by an LDS feminist.
Yeah.
These are things that I grew up to know these issues, and a lot of her friends were excommunicated for a lot of this stuff.
Right.
But I'm a male. These things don't occur to me.
Why would they?
It never would have occurred to me that, women, girls, teenage girls have to go and confess sexual sins to a man, to a grown man, who can sometimes and frequently be really gross about it. They don't.
That's gross.
It's true.
Yeah.
I have friends who had horrible experiences with like leering, disgusting bishops, forcing them to say everything about their sexual history.
Oh my God.
To quote unquote repent.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Yeah. And there's no venue for them to do this to a woman. There's no way that they can go. They can't. They have to do it with the bishop.
Right.
So yeah.
Huh.
I mean, it was
Wild.
It was weird enough when I had to do it, and
Yeah.
I'm a male.
I didn't.
You just
refused.
opted out. Okay.
I didn't opt out of the session when I should have been,
When you should have said.
but I must have just somehow been smarter than that.
No, I took it all very seriously.
Yeah.
I confessed everything, said everything, and then
No, I figured,
And then
I figured lying was the
correct choice.
the correct choice there.
And you were right. It's just that that's not what the church would say.
yeah, that's the lesson they taught me, though,
Oh yeah,
or that I learned.
Yeah, exactly.
from that scenario.
Yep.
Well, all right, Dan,
All right. Well,
that's another
go wear some pants out there, everybody.
another episode.
And gentlemen, if I challenge anyone who wants to, since it's this Sunday that's coming up, but do it any Sunday really.
Mm-hmm.
Go to a Mormon church in a skirt as a man.
Hey,
Go do that.
yeah,
That's that'll make a statement right there. See if they kick you out.
Yeah, that's a good one. And of course, if you, we're getting close to our goal on iTunes, folks.
We are.
So
Oh,
thank
yes.
you everybody who's gone there. But we still got a few more to go. So if you thought about it, thought about going on to onto iTunes and saying, hey, I want to leave a little comment and rate the podcast for these guys. Do it this week if you can.
Yeah, it would be great to. We're almost to 100. We'd
Yeah.
love to go over 100 because
we want to keep going.
we don't want to stop right at 100. That would look weird. I think.
we planned it.
I know. Yeah.
We orchestrated this.
We paid for 100 ratings on iTunes. But if you would do us that solid, go to iTunes and just type in "Thank God I'm Atheist."
Yeah.
And find us, and then just leave a little. You can leave a little note about us, or you can just rate us.
Yeah.
We're trying to get. We're at like 94 right now.
At the moment, at
And-
the time of recording, we're at 94.
So all we need is 6 or more of you to go on there and do it, and it would be of great use to us, especially in non-U.S. markets. That's really helpful to us.
Yeah, that's true. If you are outside of the U.S., if you could just go to iTunes, you're not going to see close to 100. You're going
Right.
to see maybe one if you're lucky, from the sound of things,
Right.
maybe a couple. But yeah, iTunes does break it down by market. So if you've noticed that there's not one there, hey,
Throw one
you're
on.
not in the U.S., and so help us out.
Right, exactly. But that's the kind of thing that really helps us out.
Yeah.
So we would really greatly appreciate that.
And then, of course, you can like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/TGIAtheist
Yeah.
is how you can find us on Facebook.
Or you can email us. You can write to podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Or leave us a voicemail at 424-666-8442.
Well,
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks for listening. We love ya.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Bye.